Toronto appears as the backdrop for plenty of movies and TV shows, but oftentimes it's disguised as an American city. This time, however, it finally gets its chance to shine, with the CN Tower not needing to be cut in post.
This was my chance to really put my hometown on the map.
As the most multicultural city in the world, it has plenty of stories to tell, and we're giving you a peek at the most popular one being told right now, Turning Red. Domee Shi was a huge anime lover growing up.
We liked Sailor Moon. We liked anime.
The 4 anime influences for Turning Red include Sailor Moon, Ranma 1/2, Fruits Basket, and Inuyasha. What a lot of these animes have in common is the theme of transformation. The real challenge the creative team was met with was combining 2D anime with Pixar's standard 3D films. Domee Shi said of the experience, "I've always loved how colorful and expressive anime is, how they really exaggerate facial features and character reactions. And you really feel what the characters are feeling at any given moment. This is reflected in Turning Red with those sudden twinkling eyes and those big honking bean mouths that we love so much."
May? Why are you staring at Carter Murphy Mayhew?
The inspiration for the big pink cloud that accompanied May's transformation was inspired by Ranma 1/2. The creative team was going for a dreamy, teenage, vaporwave, fever dream vibe.
So we added a lot of pastel blues and raspberry pinks.
The movie's soft color palette had an influence on the overall look and feel of every other element in the film.
We definitely have a lot of expertise on the movie about being 13-year-old girls.
Whoever the lead is in a movie has some character trait of the writer. A lot of the inspiration for the main character, of course, came from writer-director Domee Shi.
May's semi-based off of myself and my ride or die dork squad.
The spunkiness and the loudness are just 2 of the character traits Domee likened May to herself with. And some moments even come directly from experiences she had growing up in Toronto, like this slightly embarrassing one.
Drawing boys and mermen in my sketchbook secretly under my bed.
Did anybody else draw exactly like May does in the movie? Like, if you dug out some of your old schoolwork with the margins all doodled on, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference? It makes Domee cringe thinking back on the memory, but she's proud of the inclusion in the film. That, and the inclusion of Four Town, simulating her favorite boy bands. But it isn't all about nostalgia for Domee. It's also about being the daughter of immigrants.
And being the only child of my overprotective mom and dad.
Imagine being that one woman in a boy band. Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell were stoked to join the Turning Red team and write 3 boy band songs in the style of NSYNC.
It's literally been the most fun we've had writing.
Lindsay Collins, the film's producer, said, "When we first started talking about Billie Eilish and Phineas, back before they'd won a billion Grammys, we could see then how they had their finger on the pulse. We were big fans."
When we got approached about this project, we leapt at the opportunity.
Honestly, who wouldn't leap at that?
It's true. It was very exciting.
Quite literally changing the face of film and TV. Toronto is the most multicultural city in the world. Did we mention that? And the team of Turning Red wanted that reflected. A technology was developed that would, in any frame of a scene, analyze what the representation was on the screen. This was a very helpful tool, because in wide shots, they may get the representation they aim to achieve, but different angles may skew the results. All this kind of diversity that you've created, is it actually making it on the screen in the way that we were intending? Not only was the team doing their best at being culturally diverse, but including details like wheelchair ramps and insulin patches. That's so awesome that people can see themselves.
Hey, May!
Hey, girlfriend. What is up?
You would never be able to guess that the actors weren't in the same room or state. It was thanks to Domee Shi knowing the story she wanted to tell inside out, helping assist the actors to get the reads she wanted for her movie. As the 2 lead actors, who played May and her mom, did not record together.
Rosalie and I both recorded separately at our own homes.
And then they recorded separately at Pixar and Los Angeles locations later on. The 2 never actually officially met in person until the press tour.
I've been working on this film for 4 years, and to finally be here at the world premiere is surreal.
Sometimes lines get cut, and sometimes great lines get cut. We're just a little bit sad to hear this quirky, Canadian relevant pickup line was replaced.
Are you a beaver? 'Cause damn.
The line was cut and replaced with a new, even dorkier geometry triangle joke. Which, like, yes, it was also great. It's just too bad there wasn't space for both.
Oh, about that hustle, am I right?
One day, there will be a Disney documentary on these guys. While recording for the Four Town boy band booth sessions, the guys were goofing around and imitating each other. And it was just a lot of fun for them. NSYNC was the main inspiration for the music. The tracks are written so well, with really tight harmonies that complement each of their ranges. Topher went on to say,
the songs are absolute bops. There's some fun party tunes, there's some radio hit, and then there's like also a ballad, a really like nice ballad, so.
Voice acting sessions that were actually in a studio.
Are you serious?
While a lot of the voice acting was recorded from home, there was still definitely lots of studio time down the line.
There's just so many ways to say something. That, like, so many different tones of your voice.
Oh my gosh, that's like the best thing ever.
We are curious to know what they had in mind with the gangsters. There were 8 alternative plots to Turning Red. An earlier concept contained far more family and was set at a funeral. There was another screwball comedy version that had Chinese gangsters in it, and then there was a version, presumably later version, where the size of May's panda changed depending on her mood. At one point, May was so big she could lift a car, and guaranteed there would have been plenty of comedy about her size. We imagine like Alice in Wonderland. This idea wound up scrapped because it was just too complicated.
I never asked for anything. My whole life I've been her perfect little May.
Red and white and fluffy all over. The reason behind the red panda is pretty beautiful.
Then also, it's like red and white, like Chinese, but also like the colors of the Canadian flag.
Domee Shi found that it felt like the perfect animal to tell this story about this Chinese-Canadian teenage girl.
This will never happen again.
Firsts are still being accomplished every day. This was Pixar's first movie done solely by a female director, and it had an all-female leadership team. When you're telling a story about a 13-year-old girl going through magical puberty, that's most definitely the right route to go. Danielle Feinberg has had many experiences where she was one of few women in the room. She is the visual effects supervisor on the film.
First woman in 20 years at Pixar to have that job.
Chunky cute is the new aesthetic, and it's here to stay.
We definitely embraced her chunky cute.
The creative team was proud to include and celebrate small details that often get left out of animation, including thick ankles, round cheeks, moles, a dip in the lip, and patchy eyebrows. All of these inclusions led to a truly heartfelt story.
Obviously the most magical experience in my entire life.
Are You a Beaver? 'Cause Damn is a classic. One of us here at The Things has definitely used that pickup line to land a date. We won't say who. Truly though, you would be hard-pressed to find another movie that hits that nostalgia feel so close. Who was your favorite boy band growing up? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for hanging out with us here at The Things.